Hey everybody, welcome back to my plant channel. My name is Stephanie and today I'm going to be doing a part 2 video to the previous one. It's basically another video, just a little bit going into depth about all the beginner tips I wish I would have known when I first started. I feel like I was almost promoting big box stores, and I just want to clarify that I do not recommend buying most of your plants from big box stores. You're gonna run into a lot of problems as far as pests. I know Walmart, I've gone to their plant section before and all of the plants are almost half dead. So I just want to clarify that that was just my journey. I started off buying plants from these stores, but I do recommend if you're gonna buy any sort of common house plants, nothing rare, anything like that, your local nurseries should have those as well. Most of them do. So I would recommend, supporting your local nursery. I have so many really good nurseries in my area that I go to, and they carry just all the common stuff that you can get at your big box stores. So if you want to start off good, you know that the local nurseries take care of their plants. So that's something that I would recommend. We talked about a few products. We talked about a water meter. We talked about pest control, how really important it is to start getting into a habit of this pest control system that you can create every week to make sure that you don't get any pest, as there are so many different pests that you will, I promise, run into eventually. So you want to have these things on hand. Another thing we talked about was fertilizer. So I'm going to show you a couple of the different things that I use so you can actually see them, and let me show you. So we talked about pesticides, and I brought this today to show you. This is Captain Jack's Dead Bug Spray. This is what I use every week. I water my plants. I thoroughly spray it, drench my plants top and bottom, all the stems, to make sure you want to get into all those little crevices because you will run into pests. So this is just to be safe. I got this on Amazon. I think it was a little bit less than $20. It's a really big bottle, so it should last you a long time. Another thing I talked about was a water meter. This is your water meter. All the products that I have here are from Amazon. I will try and leave a couple of links of the products I have. This is a moisture meter. So you can see that it's dry, moist, and wet. So this is a really good instrument I would use if you are beginning to get into plants. You don't want to overwater. It's very common to overwater plants in the beginning as you are learning. I'm going to show you a little bit on how I kind of use this. So what you want to do is you're going to take this meter, you're going to stick it into about 3 inches into the soil, top 3 inches, and it will show you if it's dry. Once it is dry like this, what it was showing you, that is usually when I will water my plants. So you want to let them fully dry out. That will prevent you from getting any fungus gnats, rotting plants, rotting roots, all that stuff. So this is a really big thing that I recommend. The next thing that I'm going to show you, this is my fertilizer. This is Dynagrow Foliage Pro, and this is basically your plant food. So what I use this on all my plants, this is what I use. I use, I think it says one teaspoon. 1 teaspoon in a gallon of water. This is what I use every watering during the growing season. Usually people will recommend you to cut down on fertilizing once we start getting into the winter time. Plants will usually stop or slow down on growing, or some of them will completely stop. So you want to use this during the growing season, and this is going to help you grow some really big monsters. So this is something I also recommend. I wanted to show you the product so you can see. It's a small bottle, but it lasts me a really, really long time. So there's that. The other thing, I don't think I recommended this in my last video. This is a fungicide. I do recommend having this on hand. Another thing you will probably run into are rust fungus, mildew fungus. It's very, very easy to for your plants to get fungus on the leaves, and then you have spots all over your leaves, and it just doesn't look very pretty. And I'm pretty sure potentially it could eventually kill your plants. So you want to have this on hand. Another thing that I do want to specify on is that when it comes to lighting, most plants do not want to be in direct sunlight. Do not put your plants in direct sunlight all day long. You think you have a really nice window that has all the sun coming through. Most likely your plants will get burned. The leaves will burn, your plant will turn crispy, and then you're going to be very confused on why this is happening. Generally, you want to put it in a spot where your plant from a window view can see the sky. It can see a whole total sky. You have it right by the window, but there is no direct sun coming in. That's the best place for that I would recommend putting your plants on. No direct sun. I don't recommend that. They will burn. So just put them in a really nice window or spot where it gets really, really good lighting, but no sun, if that makes sense. I know in the beginning that was really confusing for me. I had plants directly in the windows where there's sun and they turned all brown and crispy. So don't do that. Just a nice bright window. Avoid direct sunlight. Also, in my previous video, I did talk about grow tents. I know that the IKEA cabinets and grow tents have been really, really popular here lately. I did want to clarify that if you're going to just if you want to start off with your basic common house plants, you really don't need those grow tents or anything like that fancy for those. So don't feel like you need to be pressured into planting is just so expensive and you have to spend all this money. No, you don't need those for your common house plants generally. You know, they're already acclimated to normal house plant humidity and, you know, conditions. So don't feel like you have to be pressured into getting one of those. But once you start getting into rare plants and you want to get into more tropical plants, they will appreciate that. All my plants here are tropical, and you know, I need a grow tent with high humidity and lights for them to thrive. So I did want to clarify that. Some really good beginner plants that I started off with were, you know, your basic common plants, pothos. I did have a few algonema. I had, what else did I have? Anthurium, and I did have Adansoni, monsteras. All of those plants I did have as well. Very, very easy house plants. I would generally I think I watered them every 7 days as well, kept them on a schedule just like my other plants, and they did really, really good. They were growing and had no issues. If you want to, you know, love on your plants as much as you can, I do recommend getting a humidifier for them, and you know, they'll always appreciate that as well. If you want to be fancy, you can play with grow lights. They have those on Amazon. I have them in my tent. They come in, I think, a pack of 2. You install those and they have different settings, and these plants here are not, I don't keep any of my plants in a window or anything like that. They stay under the grow lights and they have no issues growing. They grow very, very beautifully. So I do recommend maybe looking into getting one of those. Amazon will have them. So just do your research on that. And if you want to be safe and you want your plants to get as much light as they possibly can, I would recommend getting one of those. So I hope y'all enjoyed my video. I hope it was, you know, a little bit more helpful than the last one. I actually showed you some of the different things that I do use. So please like, subscribe, comment on this video. Please, this is not something that I do on the ordinary, and I want to continue making videos, but I want to make sure that they're good information and they're actually helpful. So please let me know your thoughts and comment on this video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.